Honestly, guys, I could not be happier that the first part of this video did so well and it was so well received by you guys. Thank you so much, because it was so fun to make and I was dying to make a part 2 to it. So I was hoping the first part would do well, and it did. So here's part 2 of awesome things you can't do in GTA 5. Put some respect on Saints Row 2's name. Alright, let's start off with something fun. So, we all love the ragdoll physics in this game, but did you know that if you kill somebody who's in the back seat or even in the front seat of the car, and you move the car around, like shake it, they'll start ragdolling around the entire car and can even fall out? So, honestly, that's a really cool little fun thing. Again, attention to detail. You guys mentioned it just like I did in the last video. Attention to the little things is what makes a game awesome, and it's the small things like this. The next one's a little cruel, but it's a video game, so whatever. You can absolutely demolish the Morningwood Cemetery. You can go there and just destroy almost every gravestone and run over the people going there. So honestly, it's just a fun time. It's just a video game. It's not real, guys. But you can just go in there and demolish everything, listening to some K-rhyme, some rap music, or some 80s classic music if that's your thing. So yeah, it's a really fun time. Give it a shot. And unlike in GTA, when basically everything you hit, it's like hitting a 300-pound brick wall, here, something that's logical for it to break, it'll break if you hit it with your car, so it's pretty fun. So in my last video, you saw all the fun stuff that I like to throw at random NPCs, but the melee weapons here kick absolute ass. You've got the crowbar, you've got the samurai sword, you've got the pepper spray, you've got a damn machete, and you've got my personal favorite, the sledgehammer. Okay, up next, we're going to go into a bit of a theme. The theme being throwing people, because honestly, that's so much fun, and you can't do that in GTA like at all. You can push, but you can't just grab somebody and chuck them, 40 feet in the air like you can in Saints Row. So the first one is you can pick people up in the science center and just throw them off. And it's really funny because it's such a calm atmosphere in there. So when you like pick somebody up and throw them off of one of the stories, it's really funny. So go give that a shot. It's so much fun. And up next, in that same vein, I'm sure you guys have a ton of cool places where you can throw people off of. This is my personal favorite. It's called the Haran House. So if you go in there and you go up to the top floor, all the doors will be locked except for one. The room is open, and you can actually open the balcony door and stand on the balcony, and there will always be people sitting in the room. So you can grab people and throw them off the balcony, which honestly is one of the most fun things to do in the whole game. It's my personal favorite spot to throw people off of. Let me know what your favorite spot to throw NPCs off of in Saints Row 2 is. I'd love to know. But for this one, you can throw them off and it's super high and you can see their whole descent and you can see them hitting the ground. So I love that. It's great. And lastly with that, a cool little detail implemented by Volition is that different people have different falling styles. So the first one is like a cannonball type thing, which is kind of funny because they hit the ground and within a cannonball you break your legs, especially from high up. So that one's pretty cool. And the second one is like a skydiving type one where you're just laid out on your stomach in midair. So the fact that Volition went in 2008 and put in enough detail for there to be different falling styles is pretty damn cool. Up next is a little detail with the police that I found super interesting. If you go inside of a police car, you know when you're in a car there's a bunch of different radio stations? Well, only in police cars, one of the radio stations is the Stillwater Police Dispatch, which is really cool. I know in GTA 4, there's some police elements in the cars, but just a really cool little detail implemented by Volition, where if you have the Stillwater Police Dispatch on and you commit a crime, you'll hear the crime reported in the car. So, you know what? They didn't have to have the Stillwater Police Dispatch in the game, but the fact that they decided to put that in is really cool.
Have one idea when you have fun, whatever.
And of course, it's basically a cop simulator if you want to go play Saints Row 2 and play the Fuzz Activity. Of course, it's a corrupt cop activity because, you know, you're going around flamethrowing people and cutting them up with chainsaws, but you can still be a cop, and it's pretty cool to turn the siren on and go try and, you know, bust some crimes and stuff like that. So they give you the cop outfit and everything. And instead of just kind of role playing, you actually get to be a cop, and it's an activity in and of itself, so you'll earn respect and cash for it. So that's pretty cool, I thought. And also there's Demolition Derby, which honestly, I love this one. It's so cool. The variety of activities in this game just blows my mind. So much fun. Demolition Derby, you know what? It's up there with Fight Club, which is the next one I'm going to mention. But Demolition Derby and Fight Club are probably my two favorites, along with Crowd Control that I mentioned in the last video. But you cannot go wrong with these activities. And you know what? It's stuff that GTA 5 can't really offer you. Like, don't get me wrong, there's tons of fun stuff to do in that game, but in here it's just different and so unique and fresh as far as these activities go. And yeah, while you can be a cop, you can also be a paramedic. This is one of the many diversions in the game. So if you hop in an ambulance, you press Y or triangle, then you will become a paramedic. And it's super cool because you can go up and you can either give people CPR or use the defibrillators, the shock paddles, to revive them. So you'll get cash for doing that. And it's honestly, it's just, again, a little thing that's so important in these games, but it makes a world of difference and it puts a smile on your face. I don't care who you are, it's so much fun. Again, here, another little detail. I could have mentioned a bunch of them, how the citizens, the NPCs take pictures, you know, how the things they say to you on the street, but I picked in a rainstorm, some of them will have umbrellas, or if they're reading a newspaper, sometimes not, they'll put that to cover their head so that they don't get wet, which is a really cool thing that Volition added in. And again, they didn't have to do it. But if you're like a gang member, for example, then most of them will not cover their head because, you know, you look like a little bitch if you do that a little bit. So the fact that the gang members kind of walk around all suave and tough, even in the rain, you know, to not look like a pussy. But most of the NPCs will either have an umbrella or put a newspaper over their head and start running to not get wet. Is, again, a little cool detail added in by Deep Silver Volition. And the last one, again, super cool. If you throw certain objects at glass that are maybe not big enough or heavy enough to break it, then it won't break the glass. But if you throw things that are really heavy or even people through glass, it'll break it. Now, I can't think of many games where you have this. Usually if you have, you know, something made of glass that's like protecting a building or something, it's unbreakable. You can't break that glass no matter what you do. But in this game, you can literally throw people through glass and it'll break it. Which, think about it, that's really rare. Like, you don't have very many games where you can do that. So, super cool. I love that. Alright guys, that's it for me. Again, just putting some respect on Saints Row 2's name because I don't want all this detail and these fun little things to go unnoticed. And I know they're not. 12 years later, you know what? I'm a little late to the party, but better late than never. And it's really cool. And I'm so happy to see how many people love noticing and doing this type of stuff too. So that just puts a smile on my face reading all the comments about this type of stuff. And you guys loved the first video, so thank you so much. And if it's your first time, I love making Saints Row stuff. Please hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time.